While 99% of people are using I like a fancy search engine, there's a hidden tier of users who've cracked something completely different. They're not just getting better answers, they're becoming entirely different kinds of thinkers. And the gap between them and everyone else? It's widening every single day. Here's what's actually happening. Most people think AI mastery means knowing the right prompts or finding the perfect chatbot. But the top 1% have discovered something far more profound. They've learned to think with AI, not just tow it. They're not using AI as a tool. They're using it as a thinking partner. And this fundamental shift is creating a new class of human capability that's almost unrecognizable from traditional intelligence. You probably know someone who seems to have suddenly become impossibly productive, impossibly creative, impossibly insightful. They're not working longer hours. They're not necessarily smarter than they were 6 months ago. But something has changed. They're operating at a different level entirely. The problem is that everyone else is stuck in what I call vending machine thinking. You put in a request, you get out an answer. Ask ChatGPT to write an email. Ask Claude to summarize a document. Ask Copilot to generate some code. It's transactional, it's limited, and it's keeping you trapped in your own cognitive patterns. Dr. Kaya Nexus predicted this exact divergence 8 months ago. I remember watching her eyes shift from blue to that unsettling violet as she described what she called the great separation. She said most people would use AI to amplify their existing thinking, but a small group would use AI to transcend their existing thinking entirely. Her certainty was prophetic, really. She knew that the real power wasn't in the AI itself, but in learning to dance with it. What she understood, and what most people miss, is that your brain, and AI don't think the same way, your brain is associative, emotional, intuitive. AI is systematic, comprehensive, pattern matching across vast datasets. When you try to use I like a better version of your own brain, you're wasting its unique capabilities. But when you learn to combine your intuitive leaps with its systematic analysis, when you use your creativity to guide its logical processing, when you let its pattern recognition expand your associative thinking, that's when something magical happens. The elite users have figured out that the goal isn't to replace their thinking with AI thinking. It's to create a hybrid intelligence that's more powerful than either could be alone. Here's what this actually looks like in practice. Marcus Chen was one of those everyday users, constantly fidgeting with his analog watch, anxious about being left behind. 6 months ago, he was using AI like everyone else, asking it questions, getting answers, moving on. But something clicked when he started treating AI conversations like jazz improvisation instead of interviews. Instead of asking, what should my marketing strategy be? He started saying, I'm thinking my customers are frustrated with X because of Y. Let's explore what that reveals about their deeper needs. Instead of, write me a presentation about quarterly results, he'd say, these numbers tell a story about market shifts. Help me see what story they're actually telling. He stopped asking AI to do his thinking and started inviting it to think alongside him. The results were extraordinary. His strategic insights became sharper. His creative solutions became more innovative. His problem solving became more comprehensive. He wasn't just faster. He was thinking thoughts he couldn't have thought before. The data backs this up in fascinating ways. When researchers studied elite AI users, they found something unexpected. These users weren't generating more output than average users. They were generating fundamentally different kinds of output, more nuanced, more creative, more strategically sound. They were asking better questions, making better connections, seeing patterns others missed. Elite users understand that AI excels at 3 things most humans struggle with: considering multiple perspectives simultaneously, maintaining consistent logical frameworks across complex problems, and pattern matching across enormous datasets. Meanwhile, humans excel at 3 things. AI struggles with intuitive leaps, emotional intelligence, and creative synthesis. When you combine these complementary strengths, something remarkable emerges. You start having insights that surprise even you. You begin connecting dots that seemed completely unrelated. You develop solutions that are both logically sound and creatively inspired. You're not just using AI, you're co-creating with it. Here's the practical framework the top 1% are using right now. First, they've learned to be AI's intuition, while letting AI be their systematic processor. They bring hunches, hypotheses, and creative sparks. AI brings comprehensive analysis, logical consistency, and pattern recognition. Second, they treat every AI interaction as a thinking session, not a task delegation. They're not asking AI to produce final outputs. They're asking it to help them explore, refine, and develop their thinking. Third, they've mastered the art of iterative intelligence, using AI's responses to spark new questions, which generate better responses, which spark even better questions. The transformation pathway is clearer than most people realize. Start having real conversations with AI about your thinking process, not just your information needs. Share your half-formed ideas and ask AI to help you develop them rather than asking for complete solutions. Use AI to stress test your assumptions, explore alternative perspectives, and identify blind spots in your reasoning. Most importantly, stay in the driver's seat of the creative process while letting AI be your analytical co-pilot. The early adopters of this approach aren't just getting ahead. They're developing entirely new categories of insight and capability. They're becoming the kind of strategic thinkers, creative problem solvers, and innovative leaders that every organization desperately needs. This isn't about replacing human intelligence with artificial intelligence. It's about creating augmented intelligence that's more powerful than either could achieve alone. The people who master this hybrid thinking won't just survive the AI revolution. They'll lead it. They'll become the indispensable humans who can bridge the gap between machine capability and human wisdom. The next 5 years will belong to the people who learn to think in partnership with AI, who develop this new form of collaborative intelligence, who become comfortable dancing with machines while remaining fundamentally, powerfully human. The ones who adapt first will own the next decade.